What's up everyone, Queen Puff Gaming here, and today we are gonna take a look at 10 games that we want and need to be seen ported to the Nintendo Switch. Before we dive in, don't forget to click the subscribe button, leave a like on this video, click that little bell button, and we're gonna dive right in. Persona 3 and 4. Persona 3 and Persona 4 are widely considered to be among the greatest RPGs ever made. This in spite of the fact that both games seem to deliberately sabotage themselves with their release platforms. Persona 3 was a PS2 game in 2007 with a PSP port in 2009, while Persona 4 was a PS2 game in 2008 with a PS Vita exclusive remaster Persona 4 Golden, which never got ported to any other system. So a lot of people, including the millions of new fans who came on board with Persona 5, have not actually played the older games in the series. One way to get them to play them would be to simply bring these games to modern platforms. While full remakes would be appreciated, even straight ports will work, and it looks like Atlus is indeed looking into doing just that. To be fair, this is something we know Atlus is considering, based on the surveys it has put out recently. Personally, I would love for modern releases of these classic games, and I really sincerely hope they happen. But for now, obviously, we don't have anything to go by. Final Fantasy 15. Though the game did prove divisive with some fans, it was nevertheless a critical and commercial success. And the appeal of taking such a huge, sprawling RPG on the move speaks for itself. The game director Hajime Tabata has openly talked about bringing the game to the Switch, but has also been careful not to commit to anything due to the enormous task involved in optimizing the game for the Switch's more modest hardware. Yes, we already have a pocket version of the game, but come on, it does not live up to the original, which is in my opinion a little masterpiece. Then again, Square Enix could simply decide the game won't perform well enough at a high enough standard and just not bother at all. Fatal Frame series. Lately, horror games have been a resurgence in public awareness. While the Resident Evil 3 remake is terrifying a new generation, Konami's Silent Hill series is rumored to have been for sale several times. Meanwhile, the cult classic Fatal Frame series has been largely dormant since 2014. However, with the Nintendo Switch's runaway success, fans of the franchise have been asking for a new release or Switch ports of past games. In 2019, series producer Keisuke Kikuchi said that he wanted to create a new Fatal Frame game for the Nintendo Switch. At the time, Kikuchi was busy working with developer Gust on a JRPG for the PS4. Kikuchi said that he still has hopes to revisit the horror series. He noted that although 2019's interview made headlines in Japan and excited many fans, Nintendo still co-owns Fatal Frame and makes the final decisions on the franchise's future. When asked about the potential for remasters for Fatal Frame entries that never left Japan and Europe, Kikuchi stated that he would like to see the games reach Western audiences alongside the Hollywood adaptation currently in production. But again, that would be up to Nintendo. Moreover, Kikuchi stated that because he was currently in charge of Gust, it would be difficult for him to get involved. While this news might seem discouraging to Fatal Frame fans who wanted a game in the near future, Kikuchi has not ruled out returning to Fatal Frame entirely. In the long term, he said that he's never given up on the series. Moreover, the continued fan enthusiasm, the film adaptation of the Fatal Frame series, and the success of series like Resident Evil might eventually convince Nintendo to approve future game. Thus, fans of the horror franchise should not lose hope. Mass Effect Trilogy. Say what you will about the released Mass Effect Andromeda, but the original trilogy is a fantastic collection of games, and revisiting them will certainly help while away the time as EA figures out a way to get the series back on track. At the right price point, a Mass Effect Trilogy collection complete with remastered visuals would be a huge seller for the Switch. Though BioWare producer Michael Gamble dismissed the idea of Andromeda coming to the Switch, it would certainly be much easier to get the first 3 games running on the hardware. Plus, Gamble also said, if the Switch launches and everyone's just jammering for Mass Effect, who knows? Which is pretty much exactly what is happening, so it is probable. The Portal series. The Portal games are 2 of the most successful and acclaimed platformers of the last decade. Beloved for their infuriating ingenuity, clever mechanics and meme-worthy eccentric humor, though Portal 3 doesn't seem likely to happen anytime soon due to Valve's aversion to the number 3, what about bringing the classic first 2 to the Switch instead? It's a great idea and would undeniably get a lot of people to double dip, but Valve's general lack of interest in doing much beyond distributing games on Steam makes it hard to believe this will actually happen. Again, it is a lovely idea. Banjo Kazooie. It wouldn't be that out of place for a Banjo Kazooie Switch port. After all, the series was first launched on the Nintendo 64. While everyone's favorite bear and bird have lost their luster over the past few years, especially with the failure of Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Super Smash Bros. Took the awesome pair and put them in its game. Banjo Kazooie got remastered for the Xbox 360 in 2008 and made it onto the Rare Replay disc back in 2015. However, the rumored Banjo Kazooie Switch port could end up as a complete remaster or remake with current gen graphics that go far beyond just remastering the game. And boy oh boy, are we looking forward to that announcement. Red Dead Redemption. Now the players have finally had the time to digest Red Dead Redemption 2's redemption story for Arthur Morgan, now might be a good time to go back and play through the original game. Since the sequel was technically a prequel, this would only make sense and it would finally let Rockstar bring one of their best hits to a Nintendo console. While also nearly a decade old, Red Dead Redemption Cowboy Chaos still holds up well, even in light of Red Dead Redemption 2. The gunplay is still reminiscent of any classic western shootout and its presentation has aged admirably, bearing a similar layout to LA Noire, which came out on the Switch a bit over a year ago. There's a good case to be made that Red Dead Redemption would handle just fine on the road. Overall, Red Dead Redemption would be a solid port for the Switch. In terms of open world games, it's one of the best that could be brought to the Switch, and when paired with its Undead Nightmare DLC, this would be a no-brainer for Switch owners. Life is Strange. Donut Entertainment's fantastic episodic drama series Life is Strange was a smash hit when it first released in 2015. And with the release of the Before the Storm prequel and the second season, what better time for Switch owners to get their hands on the first series? Episodic games such as these seem like a great fit for the Switch because they are not technically demanding and are bite-sized by their nature, making them perfect for a bus or train journey for instance. While the announcement may not come soon, we are still hoping for it anyway.
Max, what's going on? Whoa! No! I discovered I could reverse time. Max, start from the beginning.
Fallout 4. Bethesda has certainly been showing their commitment to the Switch as of late, what with games like Skyrim, Doom and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus already being ported. Many fans have been wondering then how long they'll have to wait before their immensely popular RPG Fallout 4 will get confirmed for release on the Switch. With its massive immersive open world, its presence on the Switch is a no-brainer. The game has in fact already briefly shown up on the Spanish retailer's website before quickly being pulled. And the fact that Fallout 4 isn't exactly a technical powerhouse makes it a pretty ripe candidate.
This institute. How do I get there?
Haven't you been paying attention? You don't find the institute.
GTA 5. By far, one of the most requested Switch ports to date is the legendary Grand Theft Auto 5, and it doesn't really warrant much explaining, does it? The universally acclaimed Rockstar classic would be incredible to have on the go and would easily add millions and millions of sales to its already humongous tally as a result. Rumors have been persistent for a good while, and the game shouldn't have any issues running on the Switch. Plus, its inevitably huge success on the platform really makes it a no-brainer. If this doesn't happen, I'd be pretty damn shocking.
And find out what your new friends have been up to.
These were the games that I would personally like to be seen ported to the Switch. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. I said it before. I want to make this channel grow, and I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel and supporting me on this way. I hope we're gonna go a long way, and I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. So let's keep it up. Stay safe everyone, and Queen Puff Gaming is out.
Sure we got the clue how that this we go, don't you know, no more art. And as I look to the horizon,